Okay, so the winner is robbed at gunpoint, and I'm gonna spare you the details of how it happened because it was mainly me. It was an exterminator. I was doing a bedbug job. I met a guy at the homeless shelter who's referred me customers, and I pay people cash for referring customers. Now this is a guy that would smoke crack at the homeless shelter. Not that I haven't smoked crack in my life, but he would fucking like hide. Like he would look out his door and, you know, he'd get all fucking weird and paranoid, like people were following him and shit. And I'd go, what the fuck's wrong with this dude? He's an older black dude. Well, I guess I'll say his street name. His name was Blue, and he did some time in jail. I don't dislike the guy till this day. Okay, I really don't dislike. I feel fucking bad for him. Long story short, I'm gonna spare the details of the stupid shit, but he took my phone on a job, and he went outside and he wouldn't give me my phone back. And things escalated. He fucking broke away from the argument and said he was going to get a gun. I said, go the fuck ahead. When you come back, you're gonna have a problem regardless. He went, got a gun. Now there's people outside. There's kids. It's in Martin Luther King Park. Not a great area of town, but is Martin Luther King ever in a great area? The street or whatever, you know what I mean? Didn't fucking Chris Rock talk about that? There's kids on bikes over here. There's neighbors up, older people up here, just getting out of church. My car's over here. My friend's car's over here. And he pulls out a gun. It looks like something out of a fucking Clint Eastwood movie. And I'm looking at it, I go, yeah, that's a fucking real gun. Now, in my head, he's high and he's talking. And I'm like, in my head, I could just step in, smack him, and just smash him real quick. But I was like, man, if that gun falls or whatever, it goes off. And I said, listen, he just wants 40 or 50 bucks from you. Something could happen here that we could not repair, you know what I mean? Or you could fucking get your fucking head blown off. And, you know, like, do you want to really out-bluff him? And part of me's like, part of me was thinking, like, you know, if I step in on him and do something, I think he's going to shoot me, to be honest with you. He's not going to shoot me to kill me, but he's going to fucking shoot me, you know? And this gun didn't look like something, it didn't look like a little toy, and regardless, it's a fucking firearm. And I'll just tell you, I've been in fights with people that have had knives and shit. I would have had no problem fucking getting my phone back from him if he had a knife, you know? I mean, I would have risked it. But part of me's like, yo, you're gonna get fucking shot, or that gun's gonna hit a bullet's gonna kill, you know, for 40 bucks, just give him the fucking money. I got $400 on me. Give him 40 fucking bucks. Who gives a fuck? Just, your life's worth more than 40 bucks. But there's a small part of me that had a big fucking problem letting him do this to me. So I give him the money. He gives me my phone, puts the gun back, da-da-da-da. He's like, all right, man, we're cool. I said, no, we're not fucking cool. We're far away from fucking the town of cool, okay? Right now, I'm fucking really fucking aggravated with you, Vil, okay, asshole? So he left. I said, I gotta call the cops. I said, I can't. I was so humiliated. It wasn't even about the money. It was about that you're such a pussy that you pulled I would have had more respect if he would have fucking stepped to me and tried punching me or got in a fight with me and yada, yada, yada. Or if, you know, to be honest with you, if he would have just said, yo, can you just give me fucking 40 bucks, please? I probably would have fucking did it. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I didn't dislike the guy. At the time, I was getting sober, so I wasn't in his world anymore and all that shit, but I didn't dislike the guy. He was a fucking, I mean, you know, he died after, like, 2 weeks after this happened of a fucking drug overdose. And a lot of people would say, yeah, good riddance and I don't feel, you know, mad at him. I feel sad, you know, that he was 60 years old. I can't even tell you the amount of people I've met in their 60s and 70s that smoke crack, okay, or that I've heard or that I've seen. You just don't think old people do coke, but they were around in the 80s when that shit was popular. So I give him the money. The guy on the porch was like, yo, that's a smart decision, man. He's fucking killed people. Do you know what I mean? For less money than that. Trust me. You know, he's been to fucking prison. I looked up his rap sheet. Sure enough, they weren't fucking around. He never got charged with murder, but the detective told me, we've looked at him a couple times for fucking murdering people, and it was never anything of like significant. It wasn't over big sums of money. So I was like, all right, I think I did the smart choice. Part of me still felt like a pussy. The other part of me felt like I was smart. But so the detectives called me one day and go, hey, this guy, I just moved into a really nice apartment. I was homeless. I just moved. I was living in an abandoned office building that a person owned. And I was happy to have my cats. I was building my business back up. I saved up like $5 grand. Got this fat fucking apartment in the Elmwood Village. And people that know Buffalo know that that's a pretty decent area. I mean, it's fucking well above average. It had a fucking fireplace in it. I mean, it was fucking pretty nice. And I just remember the detective going, man, you met him at a homeless shelter? And I go, yeah. And he was like, well, who's paying for this? Your parents? I go, no, I am. And he was like, wow, you know, blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah. And he goes, I would only press charges on this guy because I feel like he's done this his whole life and he's not a bad, I just feel like he could get sober. So the guy's like, you know, and plus I go, you know, he fucking robbed me, you know, like you don't pull a gun on people. So they called me 2 weeks later, you know, he was arrested. And then 2 weeks after that, he died of a fucking drug overdose, you know, shooting heroin or something, you know. And people would say, oh, you know, he's nothing but a fucking career criminal and a scumbag. And I just don't, you know, that might be true, but that's not who I knew, you know. That's not who I knew. Was he a piece of shit? Yeah, I'm sure he was, you know, but so was I. You know what I mean? We were no different other than he's done time. And I mean, I've never robbed anybody at gunpoint, but it happened. I moved past it and he died and I didn't. And that's where we're at. And that's the story. It's kind of interesting. I mean, you know, until you've had somebody point a fucking gun at your face and you start thinking about, you know, this could accidentally go off, this could fucking go through me, or it could hit some kid, you don't, you know, you just start thinking about it. I've just started thinking about, man, the last thing my parents are going to want to do is hear that I fucking didn't want to give somebody $40 and now they're burying their fucking son over something fucking that dumb. And I don't want to fucking die, you know what I mean? But that's the story.